Live video marketing strategies, tips for more organic exposure. That's what we're going to be talking about today on the channel. If you're brand new here, if you're just visiting and stopping by for the first time, my name is Monte. I help you navigate this world of digital, tech, and social media. And every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I come live here to help you guys get through the video hurdles, the tech hurdles, the social media, the digital challenges that you may face. And we break it all down in an easy way that you can go out and implement. So welcome to all the new people, and for all of you all that join me here on a regular basis, welcome. Let me know in the chat, all of you all that are here. G. Albert is here. Awesome to see you. I saw Bernade here. Bernade's going to watch the replay. Bernade dropped me a $50 super chat and said, I'm going to come back and watch the replay. That's how awesome the live streams are. So I appreciate you, Bernade, when you get a chance to watch the replay for the super chat and supporting the channel. And all of you all that show up here to not only support the channel, but I'm privileged to be able to help you all get to where you want to get to as well. So definitely, if you're here in the chat, make sure that you let me know that you're here. We're checking on Facebook. We're checking on YouTube. Those are the two platforms that I'm streaming on. And like I said, every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live. So today, it's just going to be just me, no guest today. We are going to talk about live video marketing strategies. How you can get the organic reach where you're not having to think about paid advertisements or, a whole bunch of things that involve finances to get your video seen by more people. That's what I want to focus on tonight. And then I also want to talk about how to get the most out of your live videos, because if you go live, chances are you're going live for more than 5 minutes. At least I hope you are, if you really want to maximize what live video is. But how to get more out of the time that you spend going live. Okay. So for example, tonight I'm going to go live for an hour. How can I get the most out of that 1 hour? And I'll kind of dive a little bit into that. But as always, as you guys have questions, make sure that you go ahead and post your questions in the chat. If you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. It's a little bit easier for me. But if you like me on Facebook, I totally understand. But my YouTube people, you're the closest one to my screen that I always see. And then Facebook's a little bit further over there. So let me make sure that I get everybody's in the chat. What's going on, Nikki? Nikki, from what I see, you're out the country and enjoying life. So we all want to be like you. Brian, good to see you here again. Barrysfield Lewis, hope I said that right. Good evening, sir. New to the channel. Thanks for your lessons on YouTube. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Always great to catch you all in this live setting. So I want to move my mic up just a little bit here because I think I want to talk this way a lot tonight for some reason. So let's get into it. So we're talking about live video marketing strategies. First, before I get into it, I got to shout out our sponsor, Melon, because otherwise this will not be possible. So let me make sure I do that. Shout out to Melon, the live streaming platform that I'm using to go live tonight, simultaneously, easy at the same time with just a few clicks of the button. MelonApp.live if you want to check them out, if you want to start going live, or maybe you're going live and looking for an easier way to do it. Definitely check out MelonApp. I have them pinned in Facebook, and they're in the description section of Facebook and then pinned on YouTube. But definitely check them out. We'll talk more about them as well when it comes to going live and some of the capabilities that they have inside the app, because live streaming has gotten a lot easier than when I first got started. It used to be a whole bunch of setup involved, but now you can go live a lot easier. So definitely check out MelonApp.live if you've never started live streaming, or if you're looking to start live streaming. There's a whole bunch of functionality that you guys will like because it makes it easy, and easy is a good thing. Okay. All right. Let's get into some content. All right. Let me see who else is here real quick. I saw some new names. I hate when I mispronounce the names, but I'm going to give it a shot. More. It starts with the M. I see. I see. How about that? You new subscriber. Welcome for being here. Steve, what's going on, Steve? My dude. Good to see you. Switch to YouTube from Facebook. Awesome. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. So let's get into the content tonight. So I want to talk about video marketing strategies. Okay. In the comments in the chat, let me know what you guys do. Those of you all that have been rocking with me for a little while, you kind of know I kind of like to put context around things. I kind of like to give practical examples. And so knowing what it is that you do definitely does help me make sure the conversation is for you and not just some general speak, just not some general talk. All right. So let me know in the comments what it is that you do. Daniel on Facebook, good to see you here, sir. What's up, Steve? I was hoping you were going to be on tonight, Steve. My wife had her shirt on a little bit earlier, so I'm going to rock it for tonight on the live show. Steve is on Facebook. I'm gonna have to get some brand deals from all the creators in the community I work with too, or figure out some kind of way to how to link it all together. Isaac, I see you on YouTube. So let me know what you guys do in the chat. Because with video, we know that it's amazing for content creators, you know, like myself, like Steve, Worthy. We know that video is awesome for coaches, speakers, small business owners, anyone that has a message. You know, video is awesome because that know, like, and trust factor happens so fast. You know, you can watch a video, for example, on YouTube of someone you've never seen before. Maybe you were searching for something and the title that you were searching for brought up this specific person's video, right? And you start watching the video, and then all of a sudden you become a fan of their content. And the reason it happens is because you're able to see them, you're able to hear them. If they have like a studio or a set or something behind them that you can relate to, that know, like, and trust happens so fast, right? And you end up subscribing to them, you end up following them. And it's an organic way that you began to follow them. You literally began to search something, they popped up, now you follow, right? That doesn't cost you anything such as advertisement. It's not a lot of hard work and effort that goes into creating the content, especially if you do live video like I am in this setting. I know Steve does live videos. I know PNG Creates, Nikki does live videos. So the live video aspect allows you to build this know, like, and trust factor really quickly. But some of the strategies around using live videos, what I really want to dive into tonight. So for example, I like to, oh, you found my YouTube video yesterday. Awesome. Awesome. So what I like to do with live streaming is I kind of like to think about how I can reuse the video multiple times after I'm done with the live. Or another way to put it is how to repurpose my videos after I'm done my live. And for me, I kind of structure the content. Now, I don't do it all the time, okay? So I don't do this all the time, but this is how I go about thinking about live video. I like to structure my content or the information in a way that allows me to take segments out of it and then reuse those certain segments on other platforms or other digital locations that aren't necessarily my primary location, but it allows me to put the content there. So example for me perfectly is YouTube. It's the place where I focus my energy and my efforts to create videos to show up live, because I want to get organic traffic. I want to get people to see my videos because they're looking for something that I can provide an answer to, versus Facebook, where it's more so my friends and family that are going to see my content, right? So I create content for YouTube, and then brand new people find me every single day, subscribers, followers every single day based off that content, whether that's recorded videos that you want to use or whether that's live stream that you want to use. And in this case, I'm live streaming to you all right now. And I like to think about, okay, what are these other platforms that are valuable to me? They're just not a primary focus, right? So I'll think about platforms like Instagram and Twitter, other platforms like your TikToks, your LinkedIn's, right? And because they're kind of my secondary platforms, I still need to create content for them because there's an audience there, right? We're trying to grow all across the internet, right? This digital footprint, increasing your digital footprint. Essentially, you're putting up as much content as you can across the internet so that people can find you. Now, with my YouTube lives, though, or my long form content, being able to segment the video into smaller sections for these other platforms is most ideal, because we don't have time to create separate information content pieces for every single platform. It's just not feasible, especially if you're doing it by yourself. To create a video for Instagram, to create another one for TikTok, to create another one for Facebook, for YouTube, and then a short video clip for some new platform that's going to show up next month. That's a lot of effort, especially video, because video takes a little bit more time, right? Some of us got to get our hair cut, or, some of you got to get your hair fixed and combed out. And then, you got to put on some proper iron clothes, and, all those. You got to get some lights turned on. You got to get your camera set up, and you got to get your microphones working. So there's a little bit more that goes into video. So you don't want to try to create all these different things on so many different platforms, especially when one is horizontal and one is landscaped and one is inverted. There's so many different options, and sometimes people get overwhelmed by the amount of effort it takes to fulfill all of these different obligations that each platform wants, because everybody wants to be different, right? It's almost like changing your password. You got one website that says you need 15 characters. You got one website that says it has to be 8 characters exactly. And then another website where you need 4 special characters and 1 number. So trying to be consistent, that is some work, especially if you think you have to be everywhere. But one of the things that I really like doing is focusing on my primary platform and where I can create that long form content, that information that is like the pillar information, and then segment it out onto other platforms. So I don't have to show up on camera again, if that makes sense. So going live tonight for an hour, and it's just me tonight too, there's a lot of talking points that I can hit on within an hour and take certain talking points out of my video and then distribute that on other social platforms. That's way easier than trying to create individual content for each individual platform. And plus, you can focus on growing on that main platform as well, because if you just take segments and clips of your pillar content and put it on those other platforms and just let them be, just let whatever happens, you'll see that they'll start to grow, and you won't feel like you have to put in so much effort into it. They'll just grow organically, right? Because that's kind of what we're talking about. How to grow on these platforms and get the awareness and the visibility organically. All right. So I hope this is making sense. Let me check the comments here. Barry's Ford says, I would like to know how to live stream to YouTube with OBS and how to send out a link for YouTube. So is there a reason that you're using OBS? One, let me know. And two, I can kind of walk you through some of the elements of that. So I would recommend, because we're being sponsored by Melon, that if you don't need a ton of the flexibility that OBS provides you, then switch platforms, because it's way easier these days, especially if you're not going to use all the features of what an OBS gives you, or allows you to do, I should say that way. Unless it's like, using some of the NDI sources, or some of the hard customizations, because it's almost like buying a phone these days. It's like we want the latest and greatest, but sometimes we don't even use half of the different options that these things can even do. So that would be the first part. Now, to go live to YouTube, there's a couple different ways to think about it. You can schedule your live streams inside of YouTube. Now, let me see if I can do a little screen share without it acting too wild for you. Let me pull up an account that I barely use. No, I can do it on my account. So I'm gonna go to my YouTube studio and let me do some share screen with you guys real quick here. So let's share a screen, and I'm gonna do a specific window. Okay. All right. So to share your link on YouTube, what you can do is go up to the top right and select create and go live. And it'll bring you into this YouTube console. And then you can schedule a stream here. Okay, so that's exactly kind of what you're seeing that's already here. I had already scheduled a stream in advance, which is the one I'm streaming to now. And then I have one stream for later, just because we just had to make a change here. But I can go into schedule a stream, and I can go into create a new stream. Once I go in and create this by putting in my title, my text, category, thumbnails, all that good stuff, I'm just going to go to the end here because I'm going to delete this one. I can select unlisted, private, or public, depending on what you want that stream to be. And let me set this for in the future at a certain day at a certain time. And then I'll select done. And then it brings me into where the stream would go. Now I'm just going to hit the back button real quick here, because this is the actual stream we just created, this test stream. When I click on the, oops, that's not what I want to do. When I click on the get shareable link, it's under the three little dots, get shareable link. It's going to automatically copy it. And then you can just paste that into your email platform or wherever you want to go. So this is the actual URL of that upcoming scheduled live stream. So that's one way you could do it. Or the easiest way that I do it is I just set it up in Melon, and it all automatically creates the schedule. Like I don't have to go in to do any of that scheduling. Melon automatically generates that and sends the information to YouTube. So when I go to YouTube, I literally just I start at the three dot part of that process and just grab the URL and then send that out. So I hope that helps you with your question. G. Albert said, okay, just talking to the Cleveland Clinic. Okay. Moving into media streaming, ministry tools with a spin to help adults reduce fear of tech. Okay. Gee, I was trying out this title on my affiliate YouTube page. G. Albert Media Streaming Ministry Tool Services. Is it too long? Okay, so let me read that again. So G. Albert on YouTube says, trying out this title on my affiliate YouTube page. G. Albert Media Streaming Ministry and Adult Technology Services. Is it too long? So it's not long. Let me put it this way. The better question is that title good for YouTube? Because the length of it doesn't matter. All right, so let me put it this way. So my mastermind hat comes on. So when I do YouTube, and you let me know, the purpose of me creating content is so it can get seen. I want people to see what it is that I'm actually doing, the time, the effort that I put into these videos. I want people to see it. So one of the most important parts of getting people to see the information is to make sure you got a thumbnail that gets people's attention. So some people say clickbait, right? So there's this nice fine line between what's clickbait and what's trying to get someone's attention to actually click on your video, because you actually have good information behind the thumbnail image. And the second part of that is the title, what you're asking about. So I'm thinking about how can I get people to watch the videos rather than the length of the title. So the title, really, I focus on search heavy titles. So if I go in, let me see if I can pull this up in real time. So I'm going to, is that title already in use? G. Howard, let me know, because I also want your YouTube channel too, because I wouldn't mind taking a look at that one as well. Because when you type in something in YouTube, YouTube is going to look for the SEO, the search terms, the keywords that you're putting in. So I don't create titles based off what I want the titles to be for my videos. I create titles based off of what people are searching for. So if someone is searching, so I'm looking at the title again, adult technology services. If that's a heavy search term, I would lead with that. I would lead my title of my video, adult technology services. So you really want to think about what are people searching? What are they actually typing into YouTube, and what you want to be found for related to that. Okay, if that makes sense. So we can definitely dig into that a little bit deeper if you give me a little bit more context around that too, in your YouTube channel name, and we'll take a little bit deeper dive into that as well. Barry's 4 says, I do live streaming at my church on Facebook, but I want to try YouTube. Definitely jump on the YouTube train. Same thing too, because YouTube is searchable. Now, Facebook is great. It has its place for live streaming and video, but a lot of us want to get found by new people. And I think the platform that makes it easier to get found by new people is YouTube. Trust me, because I was on Facebook for the longest time live streaming consistently, but I always, my streams always showed up in front of the same people over and over and over and over again. That some were my audience, but my audience would never grow, if that makes sense. But when I started putting out the same information on YouTube, it's a place where people were searching for answers or entertainment or help and inspiration, right? And if you title your videos what they're searching for, you're more likely to come up in the search results. And that's what we're trying to do, is just get seen by the people that want to see us, rather try to force someone to watch us, right? Let me see here. I want to start using Melon for my YouTube channel, but where to locate in stream button. So inside of Melon, it literally says in stream. Literally says in stream. So I don't have my other camera hooked up here. It's going to do a picture in picture. So I won't do it on the screen too long, but literally inside of Melon, it'll say in stream. Okay. So let me show it real quick here. So you may not be able to see it, you may be, but if you look just off to the right where it says MelonApp.live, when I'm ready to end this stream, all I have to do is select end stream and it'll end the stream for me. So it's really simple to end your broadcasts with Melon. Definitely go through and use the free trial version. Website right there, click on the pin post. But they have a free trial that you can go through and start to test out using the platform. Let's see what else we got over here. Steve says he agrees. He tends to use TubeBuddy to explore certain topics. Yeah, I use TubeBuddy too. I actually go back in. I'll go in and rank my videos the way I think should be best, and then I'll use TubeBuddy as my plugin to kind of go back and help me optimize it even more. I actually had built my channel. The first 10,000 subscribers I did all organically. Like I didn't use any tools to rank videos or optimize videos. I literally grew my channel past the 10,000 mark without using any tools, just by using what I told you guys is to create searchable videos, right? And then I started using TubeBuddy to help me optimize the videos that I was putting up. So it's helped me get better at some of the things they're not that difficult to change, you guys. Literally my title and the first part of my description and my first tag are the exact same. Those things really do help your videos get seen at the very top. And I forgot I was ranking good for something in this video because I did live video marketing strategies. And if you look at the description of this video, it says the exact same thing again. Okay. Let me bring it up on a different screen here. Let's see here. Let me go live and I'll do share screen again over here. Share screen window. Okay. All right. So, oops, gotta show it on screen. Let's do it. All right. So if you look at the title of this video, it says live video marketing strategies, because I want to get, when someone types in live video or video marketing, video strategies, those are the keywords that I want people to find my videos for. All these billions of people across the internet, when they go to YouTube and they type in live video or video marketing, I want them to stumble upon my videos. So what YouTube or what TubeBuddy recommends is that you create the searchables, right? SEO optimization. It's basically repeating the same keywords over and over and over again. So live video marketing strategies, that is the first part of my title. It's also the very first part of my description. And in the tag section down here, video marketing strategies is the first one here. And what I like about TubeBuddy is the fact that you can see where I'm ranking for these keywords, which is pretty crazy. So there's a lot of different topics that I'm ranking for right here. Like I'm ranking for, so if you typed in some of these, so we'll do one. I'm doing off the top of my head. So we'll do, where am I ranking kind of high for? Let's do organic exposure. Okay. Let's see where I pull up. Now I should be doing this in a incognito window, but you guys can go and you can go fact check me, right? So organic exposure, I'm showing up in search real high right here. Let me see if I can do new incognito window and let me share a different screen for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about here. So new incognito window. keyword is organic exposure. All right. So organic oops. Screen back. Did I lose my incognito window here? Screen. Oh, I got so many windows showing on screen here. Hold on. Let me delete some of the stuff I got going on here. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. There we go. So this incognito window. Organic exposure. So bam, right there, I'm ranking #1 in a totally clean search, if that makes sense. All right. So it's not really, YouTube isn't really recommending something it thinks I'll watch. Unlike just a clean search, organic exposure, I'm ranking #1. So that's really what I want to be found for. So if somebody types in organic exposure, all right, quick sidebar. The way to really grow on YouTube really quick is to create a series of videos using the same keywords over and over and over again. So creating a series is like the best way to do it. So I could do organic videos, my top 3 tips, organic video marketing, what to do, organic video marketing, what not to do. But I'm using the same keywords at the beginning of the video, in the description, and a tag multiple times over. So if someone goes to look at organic video, organic exposure, they'll see a lot of my videos. And when someone sees a lot of my videos, your videos for a certain keyword, it comes across as you're the guru because you have so many videos that are on the front page of that specific search. That is the fastest way I've seen to grow on YouTube, is because the only options they have to choose from are yours. You know, if you're ranking in 8 out of the first 10 videos, the chances of them clicking on your video are significantly higher than someone scrolling all the way past 8 videos and like trying to go to page 3 before they click on something. That's one of the easiest ways to start getting that momentum on YouTube, is to not create so many different types of videos, or even creating videos with totally different names to the titles. Creating the same title multiple times over for what you want to be found for in search, that is what I would highly recommend for anybody that's looking to grow on YouTube, especially as we go into the next year. All right, I went off on a little tangent over there, but hopefully that helps someone. Let's see here. All right, added that. Jump down here to the next comment. I added the trailer for my YouTube, but it did not play before the live. I don't know why I use YouTube Live. Please, any ideas? So I'm not sure. I need a little bit more context of where you played the trailer. So what software you played the trailer in? Yeah, I need a little bit more to try to help troubleshoot that. Then it said, that's true. I found the channel yesterday by searching for MelonApp and how to use it. My video popped up. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, based in Canada. Okay, cool. Love having y'all from around the world. All right, so let me close this back up here, because we're talking about organic exposure. I guess this whole tangent was still falls under organic exposure, right? Because it's just keyword optimization, right? You put in something that you want to be found for, organically people are going to stumble across it. My best video to date still is live streaming for churches. That's literally what people were typing into the search bar. Back in early 2020, people were typing in, how do I live stream for church? Like, that's what they typed in. So I don't get creative on my titles. And I keep stressing it, but I feel like people don't hear what I'm saying, or they'll just like go and just do it a different way. It's literally, what do people type in the search bar? If you look at all of my videos, that is the first part of my title every single time. I don't put episode 1. I don't put the person I'm interviewing on these live shows. It's what keywords do I want to be found in search, because I want my videos to be seen. So it's much more important to me to get my videos seen than create a fancy title that I think is good. Now, the people and the content creators and the channels that can get away with that are the bigger ones, right? The channels that are well recognized or well known in their space, that already have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They can get away more so with these titles that aren't searchable. So you'll go and you may see someone, like the first one that comes to mind is like the channel Mr. Beast. He can come up with some unique titles that aren't what people are going to type in. So he might do, I just gave away an island to my friend as the title. No one's going to YouTube searching for, I gave away an island to my friend. No one's searching for that. So those channels, they can get away with those creative titles. But for smaller creators, people that are just getting started out, you definitely want to focus on search. Like, what are people searching for? Somebody said it too. I think that was you, Steve, with TubeBuddy to it. Yeah, that was you, Steve. Just talk about searching for topics in TubeBuddy. Another one that I use too is Google Trends, trends.google.com, because what that allows you to do is see what's currently trending on Google. And because Google owns YouTube, then it's a perfect harmony. Okay. So if we know what's trending and you can create a video or content around trends, that'll allow you to have a better likelihood of getting your videos found. The better part is, if you can create videos before a trend happens, then you're even more likely to get your videos found. So that's a different conversation in itself. But Steve says, have you ever used Ask the Public for title? Yep, I taught on that like last year. Probably about 2 years ago. I was talking to people about using Ask the Public because it's a great way to figure out, again, same thing, what people are searching for, what's trending, what's creative titles to use, and then I would bounce that information off TubeBuddy. So I've definitely used Ask the Public. Did your tag rankings get better after using tags consistently in your videos? So I've kind of changed up my tags based off the video, and I'm trying to see what's the easiest way to kind of explain it. So in the main part of YouTube, you can, maybe I'll just show it because I don't want to lose anybody on this. So let me go back into my deep analytics here. And once you create enough videos, it's a lot easier, right, to have data to look at, because at the beginning it's more so trial and error, just trying to get your feet wet, right? But once you have analytics, then I really recommend people to dive into the analytics of their channel. So inside of YouTube, this is one thing that you can do no matter what here. Make sure I find it in the right space here. So I'm going to go back to my main YouTube studio, and at the bottom, let me hide this on the screen real quick here. At the bottom in the settings section, there's an area called channel. Okay. Area called channel. This is where a lot of new creators or even seasoned creators don't go in and take the time to think about. So I recommend to go into this section and really create tags that your channel is focusing on. Now, I need to go in and kind of update mine because it works. So for a while, I was specifically talking about Amazon Live. because I'm on Amazon Live. So if you guys aren't following me on Amazon Live, check me out, monteweaver.live. Go follow me on Amazon Live. So my channel, so what YouTube is seeing is that these are the tags that I want my channel to rank for. And what I would do is when I go and create these Amazon Live videos, I would literally reuse the same tags again. So it helps with that SEO. The more that these same keywords keep popping up, the better it is that my channel will get found. So I'm not sure how many videos that I have sitting over here on Amazon now. So let me go, oops, YouTube. Let me see how many videos I got showing up. Again, I should be using this in incognito window, but I just want to kind of show you guys more so what it is. Now I know this video, what is Amazon Live? I know that video is still ranking. So all of y'all can search and probably see this video on the top 5 of your YouTube search. So I started ranking for a bunch of videos. So I have another one in here. Got another one in there. Let's see here. I got another one in here. So I need to do some more Amazon Live videos. Some of my videos have gotten pushed down. But I've got 3 videos that were ranking. And at one point, I was the only person really talking about Amazon Live. So it was real easy for me to rank videos for the keyword Amazon Live because nobody else was doing it. So using the combination of title, description, tag, and then the settings tags, that is really the combination that I use. And that doesn't cost you anything, right? That's just going in and just knowing what you want to get found for. So I wanted to get found for Amazon Live. So that's what I was creating all my tags for. So it's a lot easier for those of us, or I'll say for those of you all that don't talk about a whole bunch of different topics, because if I'm talking about, if I'm talking about a microphone channel one day and then a camera channel the next day, you're constantly changing your tags, because in one channel or one video, I want to get ranked for Rode microphones. And the next video, I want to get ranked for a Sony camera. But if all I ever talk about are Sony cameras all day, every day in all my videos, you never have to change anything because all your tags will always be Sony camera, Sony A6400, Sony lenses, Sony body, Sony lens, Sony cables. Like those keywords would never change. And so when people say niche down on YouTube, it really does work. So going in and setting up that other settings area on your channels, I would recommend people do that, and just stay as close to those tags as you possibly can. I know sometimes those of us that create content, we go live, sometimes we go on tangents and we want to talk about a whole bunch of things, but if you can get super focused on certain topics for long enough, it'll help you get that momentum on your channel that it is to grow. I was ranking for a hugely popular word, live streaming, back on 2020. But what happened was I got in front of the wave and momentum. So my videos were at the top when you had millions of people searching for the word live streaming. How do I live stream? How do I get started with live streaming? How do I do my church live streaming? How do I live stream my conference? I was at the top of these searches and getting all this volume because we all click on, if the thumbnail catches your attention and the title catches your attention, those are the videos that will get clicked on. And so my trajectory grew so fast because of being found in search for those key terms that I wanted to be found for, which that case was live streaming. Live production tips and tools. I always want to say tips and tricks. Tips and tools. Good to see you here. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. I'll be testing Melon soon. I use OBS, but I want to try Melon for easy way to bring on guests. StreamYard is too expensive. Yeah, Melon is easy to bring on guests. I like the fact now that you can send a URL out to someone and they can just click on it and then join. live streaming has come a long way. It definitely makes things a lot easier. Make sure I didn't miss anything on Facebook. All right, cool. I think I'm good on all my questions. If you guys have not asked a question, make sure you get those asked. Man, time is rolling tonight. So we're talking about how to create live video strategies, how to increase that organic side, because we all want people to watch our information, our content, and our videos, but how do we just do what we're already doing and we just do a little bit smarter? That's all the strategy is. Question: how big is your teleprompter? So the teleprompter is not that big. Is that I had a 7-inch monitor up there. I believe this is an 11-inch monitor. I'm gonna have to go to my Amazon store and see how big that thing is. So let me see. I don't use it as often. I've rerouted some cables and I don't use it as often with my orders because this is just a screen right here. This is just an HDMI connection to my screen. And that is a Lilliput monitor. Go back. LLIP. Can't type LLI. Still can't type Monte. Let's do it that way. All right. So this is a 10-inch monitor that I have up here that fits in here really good. And I use it more so for Zoom. So it's essentially my big monitor, which is monitor 1, and then monitor 2 is this one. So anybody that's used dual monitors before, so I make this little monitor 2, and then it just inverts the image, and then I'll bring in my Zoom right here. That way I can look right at the screen. And I really need to be at this distance for it to be worth my while, because any further back, it's a little tough. So even right now, I have the Melon console right in front of me on the 10-inch, but because there's so many different things going on, like the ability to show my screen, hide my screen, bring in guests, share, chat, and schedule events, like there's a lot going on in this little 10-inch screen that I would personally like. I may move my Melon over here so I can see it better, but when I have guests on, I want to look right there as I'm flipping and changing things out. So I moved up to the 10-inch. The 7-inch was just too small for me, but I use the 10-inch on it now. Let's see. Gialbert says my YouTube channel was used as a test bed for the church that I had to transition from. It was a good starting point. Okay, gotcha. So one thing too is, like, if you have a lot of older videos on your channel that aren't going to be relative to what the focus of your channel was going to be, go ahead and make those unlisted. Or if you know you're not going to use them no more, just go ahead and delete them altogether, because that does seem to have, a little effect on the channel overall. Let's see. Question on YouTube. I was looking at a tutorial last week with a recommendation to create a YouTube channel under a business level, not personal. Any thoughts? That depends on the channel. So I have a business outside of Monte Weaver, like where I coach and all of that stuff. It's outside of Monte Weaver as a person, but people know me. And I think in this new kind of creator economy and tribe building and community overall, people want to know the person or be associated with that person versus the brand. And if you're looking to monetize outside, if you're looking to monetize yourself, doing it under your name, under your personal is way better because people can associate a person with the brand, and that brand carries influence. So it really depends. I would kind of dig a little deeper into, like, what's the long-term overall that you want to accomplish with the channel, and then choose based off of that. So I could definitely easily do one for my live events production services. I would do that under a branded business account, business name versus Monte Weaver, because I want the business to get the exposure, and I don't really care if there's a face to that, because I'm not looking to leverage that. But like on the personal side, just me creating simple videos documenting what I do and just kind of documenting my knowledge turned into a whole different, multiple different revenue streams, where I've been doing the same thing for a while, but just because I put it up on this platform called YouTube, people would reach out asking for services. They would buy courses. They would sign up for master classes. They would ask me to come and be a guest on their podcast or their live stream. Companies would send Monte Weaver products, not, the business that I actually have. They would send Monte Weaver products and ask me to review things and pay me to talk. So the personal versus business is more of that long-term play. Like, there's a lot of opportunities that get opened up to you, that you trust. I definitely did not see all of this coming, because it creates more work too. It's cool, but it creates more work at the same time. That's why, like, sometimes people will reach out and say, hey, I just want to chat, or I have a question. But the reality is they don't understand that when you have 22,000 people, I think I'm just over 22,000 people, subscribers on YouTube. That's a lot of people, y'all. And when you have a lot of people that are emailing or Facebook messaging or Instagram messaging, and they have a question, and because I had one, they said, well, the question is a simple question. I didn't think you charge for it. Well, when you have a lot of people reaching out to you, you don't have time to answer all these individual questions. So yes, I charge for my time, because it takes time to sit there and go through and answer questions and going back and forth in email. And it's counterproductive. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to be on the platform, right? Because I didn't sign up on the platform to answer questions for free, because my business is actually answering questions and helping people. That's what my business is. It's not just like, hey, I just want to ask a quick question. Well, other people pay to ask the same questions. And so some people, they get upset if I send them a calendar request or, to book time. But the people that know me outside of YouTube, they know this is a normal thing. So there's a lot that goes into when you create your channel. Just kind of think about the long-term play of what you want it to do, but also know that there's also some things that come along with either option that you choose, especially if it grows. Hopefully that helps you out. Let's see. Steve says, dual monitors. Do you use a display link to run through the ATEM? So I don't connect this monitor to my ATEM at all. I don't connect any monitors to my ATEM, to be honest with you, because I don't run my big monitor into my ATEM. I don't run my small monitor into my ATEM. The only monitor that I used to run is my laptop monitor. I would run it into my ATEM sometimes. Depends on if I was just kind of doing some testing or something like that. But that was only that's more so for like the events production side of what I do, is just to make sure that I'm up to date and kind of just stay relevant and fresh on things that I can do if a client asks for. So, some clients, they definitely want to do screen presentations and stuff like that. So I'll run that in. But for my own personal setup, I don't run my monitors in my ATEM most of the time, just because I don't need to. But, situations like tonight where I was doing screen share, it would make it easier, but it's just not a regular enough thing for me to do it. For some reason, this monitor has a HDMI out that I can't get it to work with the ATEM, and the oversized 49-inch monitor just looks horrible in the ATEM because the resolution is distorted, because the resolution on the monitor is so big. So running it into the ATEM just isn't It just doesn't look good if I wanted to screen share it or anything like that. Let's see here. G Hour says, with that, I'm looking to make me owner, my daughter manager, my wife editor to my content. Does that make sense versus random folks? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Because each one of those access levels comes with different permissions that they can do for your channel. So that makes sense. But again, if just to have them there and they're not going to do anything, there's no need to. But if they're going to actually help you manage the channel, then it's good to have. Now, random folks could, I manage YouTube channels too. It's like not one of the things I go out and promote. But like, if you have someone that you're paying or outsourcing to optimize your channel, those random folks could probably be the best people to manage your channel, because what they do is go and they upload your videos, but they also go back and they use the tools like TubeBuddy to optimize the videos, to create thumbnails. So working with someone that's heavy on, the purpose of the videos, again, is to get them seen. So if your wife and your daughter knows how to get these videos seen, then definitely make them have permissions on the account. Live production tips and tools says, I think you should get started with some momentum first before you worry about the business side of YouTube. Be sure if your daughter and wife can help you, why not? Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Get the momentum on YouTube, because YouTube one is just a long-term play. Because you got to put up the content, you got to put up content regularly. And when you get the momentum, you'll see it happening, because before then, the reality is no one knows who we are. Like when I started on YouTube with 0 people, no one knew who I was. So creating 50 videos, just spending that time creating the 50 videos and not being as concerned with who should manage my channel, because it'll take time unless you hit an anomaly where something happens and you get this massive spike. Then you look into something like that. But I didn't until I got to like 6,000 viewers, or 6,000 subscribers. That's when some of the real momentum started to come in, where people would email me, or there would be a lot of comments to respond to, where it became like, okay, I need some help doing this. But even to this day, I still do all of it myself because it's manageable. The only part that's not manageable is trying to answer all the questions and emailing back and forth to people that'll email directly from YouTube, because again, that's time. So I'm just not willing to give up as much time to answer questions when I tell them, hey, come watch me live and I'll answer your questions in this live setting. So that's a lot easier for me. But yeah, that's just kind of how I think about doing it. Steve says, thanks for all the tips and suggestions. No problem at all. Awesome. If there's any last minute questions, you guys definitely let me know. I got our sponsor up, MelonApp, on the screen here. So definitely, if you guys are looking to live stream, start live streaming, interested in an easy way to go live, check out Melon. That's what I'm using tonight. That's what I've been using for the last, how many weeks we've been doing this? 10 weeks, 10 episodes on here, to bring in my guests. Easy platform that you can use and get started with to go live to your favorite social platforms. I use YouTube and Facebook to go live. So when you see me here, I'm using Melon, and it should be pretty easy to see because I got them branded up here on the screen as well. They got different overlays, and you can bring in your own custom overlays if you want to as well. And I'll do some more diving into the platform when it comes to Melon. Can you please talk more about Amazon Live? So I'll do it. I'll bring on Chris when I do it. So I'll reach out to Chris. I got to see what the content schedule is going to be looking like. And I want to, because I don't want to rush Amazon Live, because I know a lot of people ask about it. So we'll talk about Amazon Live in a separate show, and I'll try to get that information out to everybody on the email list and schedule that ahead of time. But currently, the only reason I don't want to talk too much about it is only because I'm trying to work with Melon to work with Amazon Live because the platforms don't work right now. So I do have a Facebook group that you can join matter of fact, Amazon has a webinar tomorrow. So I'll put the Facebook group in the YouTube chat, Amazon Live Creators. And inside of there, you'll see um, I'll post it into the Facebook chat too. Inside of the group, if you check the events tab, there is a webinar tomorrow that Amazon is having, and they have regular webinars, but tomorrow they're having another one talking about the platform and some of the best practices with it. And then also inside of that Facebook group, I've got a link to all the previous webinars that Amazon has done in the pinned post section. So there's a lot of content in there, along with the YouTube videos I did. But I definitely want to do a separate video just talking about Amazon Live because there's a lot of components that you can maximize. It's not hard to do, it's not anything like that. But there's a lot of different things that you can do to make money with it. We'll talk about it. Nikki says, can you bring on your own backgrounds in Melon with the paid version? Yep. So I'm not sure if I still have the background that Kirk sent me. So we were literally live, and Kirk had sent me over. Nope, I don't have it up here still. But I was going live on one of the episodes, and Kirk, he does graphic design, Kirk Nugent, and he was like, hey, check out this new design that I created. So he sent it over to me, and all I had to do is drag and drop it into Melon, and it popped right up on the screen. So you definitely can create your own custom graphics and branding, and way easier than what OBS was. You had to align it and everything like that. Like you literally just drag and drop and select it, and it's on the screen. So you can definitely do that. All right, so I think I answered all the questions tonight. Glad you guys were able to join me. Let me check my schedule because I think I do have someone for next week. Matter of fact, maybe next week we can talk about Amazon Live. Let me check my schedule events. Okay, maybe next week we'll do Amazon Live because Melody is here. And Melody is one of the very first people that started with Amazon Live with me. Matter of fact, when I told her about it, she jumped out there and had a company reach out to her to do a brand partnership deal after her very first Amazon Live. So we're going back to like October, November of 2020 when this happened. So she is a regular on Amazon Live. So maybe we'll talk about Amazon Live next week. So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely remind me, and we'll definitely tailor that content toward some Amazon Live. All right. So perfect time. And she's got, okay, I see a little thing she put in here in what she wanted to talk about. Yeah. So we'll definitely end up talking about that next week. Awesome. Okay. So I see you guys talking about platform stuff. So glad you guys were able to jump on tonight. Again, if you guys get value out of this and you're on YouTube, just hit the like button if you get value out of it. And I will see you guys next week. Definitely love answering your questions. So as you guys have questions, make sure you bring those questions back to the live. Share this out. Let's get some more people here as well. And let's continue to do this every single Monday and make sure that we're all growing together when it comes to leveraging the power of video, leveraging the power of digital, social media, and all these different technical tools that we have available to us. You guys enjoy the rest of your evenings or rest of your days, wherever you're watching, and I'll see you next week.